Hello friends, Dr. Lipnitsky with ReBalance. You know that testosterone is one of the most important hormones for men, but you may not know that there's some very early signs and some very early symptoms that we can depict to tell us that we start losing this testosterone and start doing something about it. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about those early signs and what to look for. Sign number 1, frequency in night urination. Well, generally men under 50 usually don't have to get up at night to go urinate. But some of us noticing that late 30s, early 40s, that all of a sudden we develop this need to get up at night, closer to the morning, to use the bathroom. Some people have to do it once, and some people have to do it multiple times. Well, that's one of the first signs of low testosterone. Because when we start losing testosterone, the prostate starts enlarging. And often we really don't go to check the prostate unless we really start having some issues with urination. But those early signs should not be ignored. So if you started feeling that the urgency of getting up at night or close to the morning to use the bathroom, and you cannot sleep through the whole night without using the bathroom, that's time to check your testosterone. Sign number 2, reduction of facial hair. Or sometimes we're noticing that as we're aging, all of a sudden we don't need to shave as often as we used to shave. Either the hair do not grow as fast, or we start even losing certain areas of hair. Now, did you know that it's one of the signs of low testosterone? Yes, testosterone is responsible for the hair growth. And if the hair growth starts reducing, especially on the face, the facial growth, that's one of the signs of the drop in testosterone, and it's time to get checked. Sign number 3, inability to lose weight, especially belly fat. I can tell you that many of our patients battle weight for years, but most challenging areas are the belly fat. If you've been battling some of the weight for years, you know that most of the challenging area is the belly. We see guys in the gym 5 days a week, eating very lean diet, really trying very hard to lose that belly fat, but for some reason it just doesn't go away. The fat in the lower abdomen, and sometimes almost like a bubble that's forming around the upper abdomen as well. So you see very fit chest, big arms, strong guys with a very protruding belly, or the bottom of the belly has that line of fat. That's one of the very true signs of the testosterone drop. So please, if that's what you're experiencing, you need to get your testosterone checked. Number 4, noticeable changes in the durability of your ligaments and tendons. Well, among many other important functions, testosterone is also responsible for some collagen production. And of course, with a drop of testosterone, we will notice some changes in the durability and flexibility of our body. Therefore, the first line of defense, our ligaments and tendons, will start suffering.
So if you start seeing that you're getting more frequently traumatic injuries to your ankles, knees, shoulders, hips, and your back, it may be a sign of decrease in your testosterone that is directly responsible for the weakening of the durability of your tendons and ligaments, and therefore increased in the traumatic events in your life.
Sign number 5, excessive sweating. Well, have you ever been in a group of guys where everybody's more or less in the same condition and the weather is the same? Only 1 or 2 guys you see really puffing and buffing and everything is dripping from them, and they all wet, the t-shirt is wet. Yes, some people just born this way and some people have excessive sweating from early childhood. But if you start developing this excessive sweating as you are becoming older, especially in your late 20s, 30s, 40s, it's definitely a sign for you to get the testosterone checked, because the excessive sweating is one of the signs and symptoms of low testosterone. Sign number 6, internal apathy or depressive feeling. Well, in life we all go through a roller coaster of emotions. But sometimes...
No, God!
people get very, very depressed, and they're not even sure why they're depressed. It seems like everything in life goes the same way as it used to go. Nothing really changed, but all of a sudden they just feel that apathy. They really don't care for anything. They don't want to do anything. They're emotionally tired. They're emotionally unhappy and depressed. They have no strength for things, no will. Well, that's one of the important signs that you should get your testosterone checked, because it's definitely a strong sign and symptom of decrease in testosterone. Testosterone is a very important hormone that gives us this will and strength and positive emotion and ambition. And when that starts dropping, we will feel down. Sign number 7, getting tired. I'm talking about tired throughout the day. You wake up tired, you're sleepy and tired through the whole day, and then at night when you go to sleep, all of a sudden you cannot fall asleep. I know, it sounds weird, but it really happens. People wake up in the morning, they should be full of energy because they had a good night's sleep. Instead, they wake up broken. They're just tired, they feel sleepy, they can't really function, they can't think, they have the brain fog. When you finally get to bed, you should be able to fall asleep right away. Instead, all of a sudden you have all these thoughts and the job and the relationship and everything that you have happened to you during the day, and you just simply cannot sleep. And it keeps on going on and on and on. And it's a cortisol that's really bothering you at night, not letting your brain to relax. And hormone that suppresses that cortisol and works against it is your testosterone. So please, if that's happening to you, it's time to get checked. Sign number 8. Now, this sign most of you probably heard of before. Libido. Well, most of us men, we created a certain way. We're pretty much ready and willing most of the time. But sometimes, all of a sudden, that libido is gone. And it happens gradually for most of the people. You come up with excuses. Oh, maybe I'm just tired at work. Maybe things are not the same way in relationship, so on and so forth. But we're not talking about, do I want sex or I don't want sex? You don't feel like having sex. And that's what decreasing libido is. It's just like, well, I'm not as interested as I used to be. So if that's happening to you, you need to check your testosterone. It's a good sign that probably it started dropping and you need to do something about that. And last but not least, sign number 9. It's a reduction or disappearance of morning erection. Now, morning erection is a very important process. When we sleep, our brain actually goes through a checkpoint. Just like your car, when you start your car, it goes through the check sign. It goes through, it checks the engine, checks the electronics and everything else within the car. So when you're asleep, your brain does the same thing. It checks the function of your body, pretty much of every organ, including, yes, you guessed it right, your penis. And your brain needs to check it and make sure that the vasodilation that occurs in your body is adequate to give you a boner. So your brain creates vasodilation and makes sure that there's a good, adequate blood circulation to give you a good, healthy erection. And that usually happens, at night towards morning hours. So if you're getting those erections less and less common, if you stop having them altogether, that's a very important sign not to ignore, and you need to get your testosterone checked because most likely it's been dropping already for a while. So now that you know what to look for, you're probably asking yourself a question. Okay, how do I restore my testosterone? Guess what? We're making a separate video to give you the best ideas, the most practical tips, how to restore your testosterone fast and pretty much by yourself.